comforting. But this is who Moshe is, what others, well, elder, brother, has given to me and given to others the name the Moshaim. And it is plural, meaning the Moseses. The 144,000 are the Moseses. This is exactly what God is telling. This is exactly who Moses represents, is this particular group of individuals. Let's go over to, oh gosh. Well, you know what? You could go through Deuteronomy 26, the offering of first fruits. I would go there and read that. It talks about that they sang a new song. Let's see. Where was that? Deuteronomy 26. Was it 26, the offering? Well, let's see. And yeah, and we cried to the Lord God. Our fathers and the Lord of the voice saw our affliction and our toil and our oppression. And the Lord brought us out of Egypt with a mighty hand and outstretched arm with great terror and great signs and wonders. And he brought us to this place. Yes. So once again, he, in Deuteronomy 26, he gives you this reminder of what he's done. You almost get the whole story just in Deuteronomy 26. The Song of Moses. Well, it's a new song. You get the Song of Moses. Let's see, where was that? Deuteronomy 32. Let's see, where's it? 31? I'm sorry, 32, 1 through 43. My suggestion, go and read the Song of Moses, because they're going to sing a new song. This is a new event. The kingdom is being established. We can look at that in Revelation as well. Oh my gosh, there's so much to unpack here. There's so much to talk about. Also, let's go over to Matthew, of course, everyone's favorite, Matthew 24. 24:19. But woe to those who are pregnant and to those who are nursing babes in those days. Now, this is future events, but he's telling you once again, and I think I've talked about this in past shows, and I know I've talked about this in other shows, that which has been is that which will be. Nothing new under the sun. That which has been, that is which I have. I chase after what has been. Historians say it a little bit different. History is something we are doomed to repeat. Yes, he's telling you that which has been is that which will be. So when you look at Exodus, this is why it's this 2-scale model. You can go back and look at everything in Exodus and say, holy, yes, it's all there. It's all there. Everything I need to see going forward. And all of a sudden, the book of Revelation starts making sense, because you can start putting all the pieces together. And I'm desperately trying to do that in the best way that I can. And I hope it's somewhat effective. I wish I could, if you could see the images in my head, it would be so much easier than trying to use words to describe what I can see. I feel like I fall short, and I apologize for that. But if you have questions, email me. I will do the best I can. I will do everything I can to help. I even give out my phone number, and I have no issue with that. Hours. I talk for hours about this. It would be awesome. Anyways. Where else was I going to go? There was another one. It wasn't Exodus 4. No. Isaiah 6. No, it was another Isaiah. Come here, Isaiah 26. There it is. Isaiah 26. what's going to happen again in the future, here it is. Here it is. I'm going to start with Isaiah 26:16. O Lord, they sought you in distress. They could only whisper a prayer. Your chastening was upon them. As a pregnant woman approaches the time to give birth, she rises and cries out in her labor pains. Here we go, the cry again. Thus were we before you, O Lord. We were pregnant. We writhed in labor. We gave birth, as it seems, only to wind. We could not accomplish deliverance for the earth, nor were the inhabitants of the world born. He's literally telling you, because you had the first slaughter of the innocents here in Exodus, the second one at the time of the Lord Jesus Christ, when Mary, Joseph, and Jesus had to flee to Egypt this time, away from that onslaught, that slaughter. But one more is coming. And we're going to look at this. We're going to look at the comparison between the Pharaoh that they go up against, and we're going to go and look at we're going to go look at the main bad guy that's going to carry this out, because there is going to be a third slaughter of the innocents, and this is literally what is going to kick this whole thing off. This is what I was just reading in Revelation here, 6. This is the fifth seal, the martyrs' sixth seal. Ooh, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about everything leading up to this, and it goes a little bit different than what you've been taught, possibly, and maybe even what you think, but nonetheless, we're just going to look at it, and we're just going to accept what God has given us here, because there's no way I would ever follow a God that could not keep his word. I just wouldn't. There's no sense in it. But I know when I see this, when I read this, and everything that's happening in the world today, right now, is just boom, 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 boom. Everything is just happening as it should, and as he gave us his word, as he said it would. So we shouldn't be in knowing his word. We shouldn't be in fear. We should be actually quite excited. In another podcast, I had likened the bride to military special forces, and we're going to look at that even more in depth. Why would I do that? That sounds crazy. Military special forces, the bride. That's crazy, Joe. No, it's not. Because if you talk to them, if you spend any time with anyone, SEALs, the Rangers, whatever, you're going to see that it wasn't the military. It wasn't the violence. That's not what I'm pointing out here. It wasn't necessarily the training, but that's also a part of it. They were taught to endure. They were taught that they could endure. They were shown that they could endure. And when it came down to the wire, they went farther than they thought. If you read the stories of these brave men and women, you'll see it. You'll see it here, even in the book of Exodus, because he's sending Moses in and Aaron in basically to do battle, and you will see that God was with them. And really, there was nothing to fear. And we're going to see so many different things as we go forward here. And I'm actually really excited about this. And I hope this at least kind of sets up And I was hoping to kind of whet your appetite, if I may put it that way. This isn't just a story, and it's not just, well, it could be this, it could be that. That God actually has, whenever He says something, it's imperative, and it's of the utmost importance, and we should take it that way. And I know I'm not a Bible scholar, but I love His Word, and I love Him, and most importantly, I love you. And that's why I'm doing this. And I hope it has been helpful. I do. I pray that this has been somewhat helpful, and that I've done at least something to get you to look at this and say, that's interesting. And even if you doubt, I go look for yourself. Go look for yourself and tear this thing apart. Tear it apart. Prove me wrong. That'd be awesome. Prove me wrong. Spend the time. Spend the time in the Word. One of the most helpful things that I can tell you is turn over everything, but one of the things I think we are reluctant is to give Him our imagination, our image. Because I'm not a scholar. Well, it's not like He can't work with that. And what He does with me is breathtaking as far as I can see it. He's able to put the images in my mind. And that's it's a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing that I can see it, but I don't know how to describe it all the time. And sometimes that's a little frustrating, but I'm saying that we don't have excuse, that He could take somebody like me that doesn't have what others have, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He is exceptional in dealing with those whom He loves. So, Memorial Day, I'm going to try and get another one out Memorial Day here. We're going to press forward with this. I hope that this at least whet your appetite, that gave you some insight into just the majesty of the Lord your God. I hope this gave you insight to how awesome He really is and how cool this story really is. I mean, I hope you spend time this weekend, and I also hope that you, speaking of the military, that you are in remembrance of those. Well, of all of them, those that are long gone and those that are serving right now. You are in my prayers. You're in my thoughts. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. All of you who have served, and all of you who continue to serve, and all of you who serve right now, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. You are an inspiration to me. You really are, and I mean all of them, from the police to all of them. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And may the Lord my God bless you and keep you. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I love you. We'll dive into this some more. This is going to be fun. This is going to be exciting. And I hope you're ready for an adventure. Yesterday for me was an adventure. It was nerve-wracking, a little stressful, kind of a lot stressful. But nonetheless, I knew He was with me, and I was not afraid. And again, I apologize for not getting this out yesterday, but I needed to be where I was, and everything worked out. And I tried to be faithful and get this out at least the very next day. And so here it is. Look, I love you. We'll talk again soon, I promise. Lord willing. Take care. God bless.